This episode is brought to you by Naked Fig Soap. Shop over a dozen handcrafted artisan soaps locally sourced and made in Arizona using the finest non-toxic intentional ingredients. Naked Fig Soap also offers facial care products along with accessories like soap dishes, soap saver bags, and more.
Visit their website at nakedfigsoap.com and use code DRUMMINGUP, all one word, for 20% off online orders. And that is the best place to find her now.
Yes.
She doesn't really have a storefront so much as she has
As of right now.
Yeah, as of right now,
Yes.
she has her products in certain locations,
Yes.
which again is the best place to find her is at her nakedfigsoap.com website.
Yes.
Or her socials. Instagram is a great spot to find her. Ask her any questions where she's going to be at like a farmer's market.
Yes.
You can find all that out. Or
But coming up, she's
Yeah.
moving to bigger and better opportunities.
Yes, absolutely. And we're very happy to hear that because,
Yes.
we just want to
She's
make
one
sure
of our
she's doing
favorite,
okay.
favorite companies.
Oh, yeah. Whenever we're getting low, we always place our order.
Yes.
And again, use that code drumming up,
Yes.
all one word, to get that 20% off discount.
For sure.
nakedfigsoap.com. It'll be in the show notes. We'll have her website. And then the best thing to do is from the website, go find her socials, follow her. That helps her. And by you doing that, it helps us because we know you're listening and we know you're buying her great products. She also offers tattoo care and everything too.
Yes,
so
she does.
Just a ton of stuff that she does. It's all locally made and everything. So what was that website again?
That is nakedfigsoap.com.
Using code drumming
Drumming
up,
Up.
all one word, for 20% off at checkout.
Hi there, this is Julian of Gorad, and you are listening to Drumming Up Conversation. Hell yeah.
Drumming up conversation. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Conversation. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Conversation. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Conversation. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Conversation. Yeah.
Hey, this is Jeff Bowders, and you are watching the Drumming Up Conversation podcast.
Hello and welcome to Drumming Up Conversation. I'm Justin Wood.
Andrea Wood. Intro and outro music is provided by Arizona prog metal band Temporal Displacement. You okay over
Yeah.
there? You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Drumming Up Conversation and on X at Drum Conversing. You can email us at drummingupconversation@gmail.com. And you can find our audio podcasts on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, and video podcasts on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, give us a 5-star rating.
Yeah, reach out
tell
to
a friend.
us. Yeah. We're always looking for guests. So,
Yeah.
reach out to us and, if you want to come on, come on.
Hey, guess what?
You're feeling better.
I'm alive. Woo.
She's been 2 weeks without much issue. A little bit yesterday, but
Yeah. And a little bit today.
yeah.
Wednesday, I felt great. So ended up in the ER, and I had blood pressure of 181 over 101. My anemia was almost low enough for blood transfusion.
Blood transfusion.
And then I had water behind my eardrums.
Which I think the anemia and the water behind the ears was the biggest part of you being
Yeah.
dizzy, and I think the blood pressure wasn't helping. But the next time when you went to the doctor, the blood pressure was the best I've ever seen, I think, since we've been together and you've gone to a doctor.
Yeah.
So I think I clapped.
So I'm on blood pressure meds now. I'm taking iron daily. I'm increasing my red meat. I have to take an antihistamine to dry up my ears. But other than that, I'm alive. I had a brain scan.
They found nothing.
They found nothing. Which, if you've never had a CT scan, it feels so weird because it makes you feel like you're peeing yourself, and you're not. And it's weird. But I had lots of blood draws. I had an IV. an EKG. You walk into an ER and tell them that you're dizzy and that you're vomiting and having diarrhea, they'll get you in really quick. And I know that the waiting room was empty, but still, if you go in with any kind of dizziness and being sick, they'll get you in real quick.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then last week we stayed at the parents' house because we had the WrestlePalooza event. And you got to meet one of my coworkers,
Hmm.
the head mechanic or the supervisor mechanic.
Yeah.
Him and Ian hit it off really well,
They
which
hit it
is
off
cool.
really well.
Um, we pretty much made a full day. We did the gathering of the ghouls too.
Oh man,
That
what a
was
shit
brutal.
show. So sorry,
Not,
Jason.
yeah, Jason and Gina, so sorry that you guys had to deal with that. I guess they put we're not going to get into the details. We're privy to the details
Right.
because of who we know.
Yeah,
Um,
because like my coworker that went had no clue what
yeah,
happened. So,
yeah. So they put a lot of money down specifically on the air conditioning,
mhm.
and the air conditioning went out the night before. They didn't know,
Seriously.
and
Yeah.
they didn't know when they got in. It was just hot. They could not cool it down. It was even hotter than outside, if you can believe
It
it.
was
And it was
unbearable.
104 outside, so it was just bad. And yeah, so I guess we only stayed a couple hours. We met some people and we had some fun for the time we were
We
there.
saw Bama.
Yeah, we saw Vanna and
We saw
Emily,
Chris.
and we
The Spooky
saw
Squirrels.
Unita,
Yeah.
which was fun. And so we saw like the people that we wanted to see and got to
People we
hang
care
out with
about.
them. Yeah, and got to meet a couple new people that we'll hopefully be having on soon. But yeah, we didn't stay there very long. Then after that, we went and got some pizzas for the event because we just did not feel like cooking.
Into Venezia's, they have really, really good pizza. And we got the extra large party pizza,
Two, yeah.
2 of them, and then a large combination pizza. So it was like, it was close to $100, but we didn't realize how big the party pizza
Three
was.
XLs would have done the trick.
Yeah.
So we had pizza for 4 days.
Yeah.
And we sent it home with people too. We sent it home with Ian,
I
Aiden,
think
the kid took a bag.
6 pieces each with Ian and
Aiden.
Aiden. And then Sunday we had it again. I sent home pizza with the kid. I almost said with the girl. With the kid. The
Yeah,
girl
we'll have
had
to.
pizza too. She actually did have pizza.
Yeah, so that was and the event was good. It wasn't great, unfortunately. Hopefully the next one's better. And the whole ESPN thing was a shit show. It's still being a shit show, so we won't get into that yet. But probably
Yeah.
at some point we have some timed event, maybe when we're just doing one of our own. We'll vent about that. But Aiden did say he wants to come on sometime. So
Cool.
yeah, talk some music and airplanes and shit.
Yeah.
So, and it looks like one of our guests is coming on now. So this evening we are going to be joined by the blues rock band Teskey, and here's Brandon Teskey. You hear
How's it
us?
going?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing good.
Good.
How have you been?
Been well. How about you?
Yeah, can't complain. So, yeah.
Nice.
Have you been playing much?
As much as I can.
Okay.
This keeps us pretty busy on its own, and then full-time jobs on top of it. So I get in the studio when I can, but
Okay.
we're working on a couple new songs right now. So I'm actually in the process of remixing my drums.
Okay.
So that's been fun. I'm learning about compression and shit like that, and getting more into the post-production than just the recording process.
Yeah. Sorry, my bass player was trying to give me a call. Let me see where he's at.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, so are you playing in any groups at all?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Are you playing in any groups now or
Yeah,
playing?
just my keyboardist that I've had with me for like the last 11 years now, and then we found a guitarist that actually lives like right across the street
Okay.
from me. Him and I get together quite a bit. He's really good.
Okay, cool.
He's a
What
fellow
kind of
metal.
music is it? Is it kind of more like hard rock or?
It's like yeah, we're getting there. This new album's kind of probably going to be our heaviest. Our last one was a concept album, it was all instrumentals and stuff.
Okay.
But it was a lot of fun. It was more of like the proggy side of things. So I
Okay,
got to
did
have a
you
lot of
send me
fun.
that when we spoke last time, or maybe
I
you were
think
talking
so.
about it?
Yeah, no,
Okay,
I think
yeah,
I sent it to you. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I remember liking it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that, yeah, we did that, and then we're looking for a singer right now. So
Okay.
we're gonna do more of a lyric singing based album this time, more traditional.
Yeah.
But it's for one, finding a singer that wants to do the kind of music we want to do, because we want like clean vocals, big operatic if we can. But we're also not looking to gig. We're just looking to do it for fun.
Okay.
Two of the three of us have full-time jobs that we don't know what our hours are. He does. My keyboardist works sometimes 16-hour days, and it's like we just can't plan for that.
Yeah.
So I just want to get the right guy in. I've done some vocals. I've gotten better at it, but I'd rather hit drums than sing. And doing
Yeah.
both sucks. So
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's only very few people that can do that, like Phil Collins and
yeah,
uh, yeah, yeah, just very few of them.
yeah, for sure. So how was your studio session? We can get
It was
into that a little
good.
bit. Cool.
We laid down the initial tracks. We got the drums down. We got all the rhythm guitar parts down. I got about half my solos knocked out, and I think we got most of the bass parts knocked out as well. And so yeah, I need to go back and I need to finish off my guitar solos and lay down all the vocal tracks. So
Nice.
yeah.
Have you
So
enjoyed singing?
yeah, yeah. I
Cool.
mean, it's at first like it at first it was one of those things like I want to be good enough not to scare people away, and now I'm trying to like I just want to be as good as I can. So so yeah, it's I went into it and I started taking singing lessons, and this was back when I was still with Until the Sun, and when Alyssa was singing, and basically we opened for this band. It was called Black Label Conspiracy Theory, and they were or Black Label Acoustic Conspiracy, I think is what they were called. And it was like an acoustic group, like all acoustic guitars and a bunch of great vocals, and this one vocalist in that band. His name is Tony Noyes. I'm like, I just know that dude could sing. So like I could like he not only he can obviously sing just by listening to him, but it's not just like oh he has talent. It's like this dude knows the technicality of what he's doing, and so I'm like I just hit him up after because we both opened for it was a band called Shadow and the Thrill, I think is what they were called. The guitar player I think from Great White. And
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah, so we both opened up for him. His band went on first, and mine went on after. And then after, I hit him up. I'm like, "Hey, dude, like, do you give singing lessons at all? Because I think you're a fantastic singer, and I'd love to just pick your brain." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, hit me up." And he started giving me singing lessons back when I was doing Until the Sun. And I'm just like, "Hey," and this whole thing came out because Alyssa at the time was like, "I need someone to sing backups. I feel like all alone. I need someone to be able to pull up some of these backup parts that are on the album." And so I'm like, okay, well, I just wanted to be able to sing backups and be able to like sing my way through a blues song. And then he started giving me lessons, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe I could kind of do this. And then when Until the Sun kind of fell apart, I'm like, I was on the fence. I was like, I think I should just get a singer. But then a part of me was like, maybe I should just go for it. And yeah, and then everyone else seemed to think I had what it took to try and make it in this blues rock context. And then I just kept practicing like I did guitar, like every single day for like at least an hour a day, just working away at it. And I wasn't like naturally to the point where I could hear this like fantastic, like intricate song and just immediately be able to sing it. But it was more like I could practice it over and over and over, or I could write a song and work out the vocal melody and practice it over and over and over until there was, I could finally get it. And then it became muscle memory. And then now I'm more getting to the point where I could hear a song and try and sing along and it comes naturally. But before it was just burning a song in muscle memory until like I could go out and do it blindfolded live.
Nice. Yeah, because I know how tough that can be. So hey Brandon, how
Yeah.
you doing? Brandon Gaddy joining us. He's a
Hello.
drummer. Hey, how's it going?
Going good, man. How are you?
Doing well. Doing well. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, how we were just talking to Brandon about the recent or Teskey, I guess we'll call him tonight, uh, about how the session went. How was it for you?
I feel it went really well. All the parts got dialed in pretty quickly, and it's a great sounding album. I can't wait for everyone to hear it. Honestly, it's a good drastic change between the first record and the second record, and you can definitely hear the nuances and the different things that we're trying.
Nice. And do you guys have a name for the second album yet?
Um, it's I think tentatively Blue Dreams, which is one of
Okay.
the tracks on the song, but it's still kind of up in the air. Nothing's been solidified as far
Okay.
as I think we still need to kind of discuss that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was just curious if you guys had a name for it yet or not. So, very cool. So, Brandon, how long have you been playing?
I've been playing music for 31 years and mostly drums. From there, I've started dabbling in guitar recently, more the past couple years. I still don't know what I'm playing exactly, but it just feels pretty good with what I'm jamming, what I'm creating, and I guess that's the most important thing is it's art. There is no right or wrong because it's what you truly feel, at the end of the day.
Nice. And who are some of your influences? I know you guys sent me some stuff, but who got you into drums first?
It was mainly Lars Ulrich from Metallica, and then it branched out to like David Silveira of Korn and Tommy Lee, and then it just kind of grew into Morgan Rose and other people along the industry that really inspired me. And every drummer brings a flavor, and there's no right or wrong when they're hitting the toms and they're tuned differently. And um, I just feel very inspired when a drummer moves and is not just like I would say like a Charlie Watts, just sitting there, just keeping the beat. I
Yeah,
want to be entertained by somebody, and no offense to Charlie Watts, I love the guy, but it's just not me and who I am. I'm just very tasteful as far as the beats go, and I love it because if I can feel it, then you can feel it too in the audience, and hopefully it resonates with you, when you're driving home, and maybe I make a great impression on somebody to open that door. That's like, man, this band was crazy tonight, but their drummer was something else, and it gives a conversation piece, and I won't do like cartwheels or nothing like that, but I expect if I'm being a performer and you're paying to see me, I definitely want to show off a little and also feel the music.
for sure. Did you come from a musical family?
Yeah, my great grandfather played classical, a lot of mariachi music. My dad played guitar. From there, it inspired my brother Ryan, who became the guitarist in Green Jello, that national band. And then, we just have a great musical family. Everyone played their parts in different genres of music. And it's just really inspiring to still carry on the name.
Huh, cool. Yeah, that's funny you bring up Green Jello because that was Maynard's first band. So from
Yeah,
Tool.
I
So
love that.
yeah, he did the Little Pig or not by the hair of my chinny chin. Yeah, that was Maynard doing that, which is cool. So
That is super cool. I love that.
yeah, yeah. So I think I know the answer, but what inspired the name?
So this was it actually wasn't my idea at all to call it this. Before Matt, our bass player, joined, we had the bass player from Until the Sun started this with us. His name's David. He since had health problems and had to step aside from the band and actually ended up leaving the country. But he thought Teskey would be a good idea. I wanted to call it something completely different, and I had a whole list of different ideas. And he's like, "Hey, why don't we call it Teskey?" And I'm just like, "That's what you guys want." So
But was there a couple that you wanted to go with besides that?
I had a few, yeah, a few in mind.
You don't have to say them if you don't want to. I was just
Well,
curious.
one of them I think we may use as like a side project. We were all talking about doing a side project may be coming up, and one of them may end up on there. So I don't want anyone to steal the name before I
For sure.
have a chance to use it because I think it's good.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Don't share anything you don't want to get stolen. So,
Yeah,
because this will be audio and video and all that good stuff. So,
yeah.
very cool, man. So how did you guys meet? And we'll ask. I mean, we'll get into it with Matt when he comes on as well. But how did you guys meet?
Yeah, he's texting me. He's trying to figure out. He's saying it's not supported.
Hmm.
It's obviously computer illiterate at the moment.
If you guys want to send, well, no, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't know how I would do it if we're already started though. Too, I could pause it and send it, but it might crash us out. I'm not sure. But yeah,
Yeah.
um, I can forward it to him if you
I
want.
guess worst case scenario, if he can't figure out, I could call him, put him on speakerphone, and at least you could get his audio.
Yeah, that's fine too. So,
Yeah.
um, I mean, I can try and if you want to text me his, I can pause this. So, what do you guys like about recording the most?
I think there's a lot I like about it. I mean, it's challenging, but to me, like playing live is more like theater, and playing in a studio is more like a movie. It's like
Mhm.
you could use effects, you could create layers, you could add like 4 or 5 different like rhythm guitar parts that all kind of augment each other. You could add like uh, just a symphony of backup vocals. And it's to me more like the Beatles approach, or just trying to, or the Beach Boys kind of when they uh, got going a little bit later in their, but I guess the mid to late '60s kind of era, when they were kind of
When they're using the wrecking crew
yeah,
and all that?
yeah, you're just
Yeah.
using yeah, and a complete orchestra of
Hmm.
stuff. And like on the last album, I end up doing this. I have this little bow. I forget what it's called, but it's there's a name for it, but it's basically like a violin type bow for an acoustic guitar that goes inside the O hole. And like I came up with like this for the last song on the album, "Make the World Sing." I came up with like this melody, and I did it on like a higher register, and I did it on a lower register. And then Larry, our sound engineer, ended up using like different key parts to basically create a whole symphony out of those parts, and it was cool. So I mean that's one of the things I like about the studio. And another thing is that it really kind of it exposes, at least it for me, like when I first recorded my first solo album, like maybe like about 10 years ago now. um, it it really kind of exposes like what you need to work on, because it as a player it really makes you, it kind of shows like everyone thinks like, oh, you can make yourself perfect in the studio, and it will make like a player that is maybe like an 8 a 10 if you give it the patience, but it's not going to make a player who's a 3 a 10.
Yeah, for sure.
So it really, especially timing wise, and just your clarity of hitting the notes, it definitely puts your playing under a microscope and forces you to become a better player.
Yeah, for sure. What about
Yeah.
you, Brendan?
I like recording most about, you can mess up in there, not feel judged, and maybe you need to hear something back because you didn't get it with your bandmates telling you it, and now you have a producer standpoint saying, this is what you need to work on, this is what I would try, and maybe do it a little differently instead of, that angle. And the constructive criticism all around will help you a better player. But like Brandon said, you can't turn a 3 to a 10. I love playing live. It kind of is like a good gauge for a meter as far as will it be a great song or just a good song or an average song. The crowd response is kind of something I gauge as far as the playability factor in each song that we perform. Um, and then, um, just coming up with new ideas is a fresh learning curve, because I can say when I honestly started this band, um, I didn't feel I was great because I wasn't practicing so much, and being able to work on my craft and hone it a little bit. I really owned it, and it's showing. I'm not the best, and I never will be the best, but I like making human errors because that's what makes me me, you know, at the end of the day. And I just love working on it with these boys, and they have really opened my eyes to a lot of things that I wasn't hearing along the way many, many years, you know. And it's a great avenue now to play with a click, and I'm starting to really learn about it. And I know there's people against it for it, you know, but I do see the value factor as far as what it's making my playing and helping this band be tighter.
Do you play a click on every song or just certain songs?
Starting to finish every single song that we have in the set list, that's what I'm going to be doing.
Okay. And do you do
Yeah,
that live as well or just the studio?
Both, you know.
Okay. Nice. It's a tough thing to learn if you've not spent a lot of time with it too. So I commend you for that. So,
Thank you. It's very, very hard. I'm taking
it
a lot of
is.
patience at it.
Yeah, yeah. I've never liked them. I'm against it. We've had a lot of drummers on that do not use them either. The original guy from Pearl Jam, he never used it. We're good friends with Chad Gracie. He's never used it. So I know a lot of guys too that you would think did that don't. So it's and they're kind of the same thing. They're just like it's just that's my job, man. So I commend you for doing it because that's kind of that's a tough thing to do sometimes, especially like I said, if you've not been around it a lot and used it. So commend you
Yeah,
for that.
definitely. It was something I needed to work on for many years, and I just was so against it because every metal band I've been in is like, hey, you know, we don't need that. Let's just play raw and the emotion. And I can see the kind of sterile effect to a point, but I also see the more professional aspects as far as the production and other things. And that's what I want to do is grow, you know.
Yeah, especially if they let you play, like if they're like, hey, play a little ahead of it on this one or behind it on this one, they let you do that too. And that's always cool because there's some that just want you to play right on it. But, you know, and I've seen where they're like, hey, man, play a little ahead on this one. Just don't ignore it, but pretend it's not there too. And just play by feel and just know it's there to help you out if you need it. So
Exactly.
nice. So looks like Matthew is here, but I don't see or hear him yet. So are you there, Matthew? Okay, no, not yet. So, what is there anything you guys don't like about the studio? Actually, I have one before that. Do you guys write in the studio or do you rehearse ahead of time, get the songs pretty dialed up and then go in?
So we do, it depends on what you mean by writing. As far as like the basic song ideas, the song structures, most of that's done ahead of time. Usually I'll kind of come in with like the basic chord structure and the lyrics, and then it will usually, once I bring it to everyone else, they all write their own parts. Like I intentionally don't want to write the drum parts for Brandon or the bass parts for Matt. I want them to do that on their own. I want them to bring what they have to the table because they have a lot more talent in their field than I have in their field. So, and I want them to all be part of it. I want them to, like, you're a drummer or bass player, I think, is always going to enjoy the song more when they have a say about what they're playing than it being like saying you have play it this way or play that. Like if it's not working, I'll say it's not working, and we'll kind of go back to the drawing board. But for the most part, I usually what they come up with on the first time is usually fantastic. And so the song will usually evolve once I bring it to the band. And then, I mean, sometimes it evolves a lot, sometimes not so much, but it usually kind of changes as we're rehearsing through it. And then once we go into the studio, that's when like I start hearing layers, like the production quality. That's when I'd start hearing like vocal harmonies over the chorus on this part, or like a lead guitar line at this part on the verse, or different like backup vocal ideas, or like stuff that we can't pull off live as a 3-piece, but in the studio with a lot of different resources, then we're able to kind of pull up kind of a symphony of different stuff, and kind of let the song take shape. So in a sense, that aspect of it is usually in the studio or between studio sessions, after we kind of lay down the initial tracks, hear back the recordings, and it's like, okay, well, what can we do to make this thing like phenomenal, or what can we do to just kind of make like different parts kind of stand out, or however we kind of want to approach it. and that's the part of the writing that we do more in the studio. But usually the structure and we're kind of well rehearsed to an extent as a three piece, just from playing it out live and rehearsing it beforehand when we go in. But then we'll add a lot of different parts once we're there.
Okay, nice.
Do you have a home studio or do you go to another studio?
So my wife has a photography studio that we kind of rehearse at, and it's kind of a dual purpose for our band as well as her photography. And then and then as far as the studio we use to actually record, we're recording at Mind's Eye Digital Studio.
And where's that at?
It's in I guess Glendale. It'd be considered. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
And you said you have a producer or engineer that helps you guys too?
Larry. Larry. Yeah. So yeah, he's worked with me on two of the Until the Sun albums. He recorded both of my solo albums, or my instrumental guitar solo albums, and then now with Teskey, he recorded the last album as well as this one.
Does he give some input too, as far as?
Oh yeah. He's helpful in his advice and what's working, what's not working. So
very cool, man. And Brandon, Gaddy, how do you approach going into the studio and rehearsing and getting everything fine-tuned before you go into the studio and all that?
So I listen to songs in my head. I'll pre-record something that we do in practice on like a cell phone video. And then from there, on my way to work and even before bed, I'll listen to it, watch it. And then when it comes to practicing, I come up with some either new idea or I get the formula stuck in my head of what it's going to be. That's something I learned through talking with David Silvera of Korn when I helped set up his drums in Glendale. He was talking to me about how he remembered how to play certain Korn parts. And then I was like, well, I'm going to try that if it worked for you, you know? And he's like, yeah, just before bed, put in some headphones and jam out to the song for 30 minutes. It gets your brain rewired and it kind of helps you. And that's how it helps me. I mean, I have an E-kit here at the house, but can't play real drums. And as you may know, the E-kits are not as good as, your real stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And they just don't even feel the same. So
no,
but
even with the rolling stuff.
Yeah. I there's nothing like hitting those real drums, man. There's just,
But I love, getting prepped in the studio. It's a different feeling, different vibe. Sometimes it feels like you're under pressure and not prepared, but then something about it almost creates something amazing out of you that you didn't think is possible, that just happens in the moment. And then you look at yourself going, did I just really do that? Because you're listening to the playback and you're feeling it, on the click, and it becomes real. And I guess, you can say, hey, it's 3 weeks till we go in the studio and knock it out. Well, you can be the best prepared as you can, but it doesn't mean you're going to roll with everything that you've absorbed for months, And writing this album has been super fast. So, I mean, taking my own knowledge from the last album into this is completely different in my approach. But I can say I love it this way, because it feels natural. It doesn't feel forced. It really just feels like an amazing environment to knock out these songs and really show people what we're about, and what it comes down to is growth. If you're not growing or showing it off, you're not progressing, and I really want to show, the world about these songs that we have. And I can say honestly, in a short amount of time, regardless of not knowing it or knowing it correctly or in the moment, you're still refining everything as far as tuning the drum to how you're going to hit, if you're playing super loud or just working on the dynamic flow. And sometimes, certain builds and accents, you start tooling in your head. And then when you fine tune it on paper, you're like, they're different worlds, but it's beautiful,
Yeah. And as far as like being too prepared too, I get that because you want to have some spontaneity in the studio too. There might be some kind of fill that you haven't done yet, and you're like, it just came to me in the moment, and it sounds really good. And sometimes being over prepared, you don't get that in the studio.
Exactly. I'm that way too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm always that way where I'm like I'll practice enough, but I don't want to get it to where I can play it in my sleep because then I just sound like a robot when I'm playing it, and there's no I lose the feel of it for doing it. So,
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even doing like solos, like there, like when I'm working for a studio, like I'll find like maybe the key parts that like oh, when it goes to this chord, maybe I want to do this thing, or when it goes to a turnaround, I want to like arpeggiate it or something. But I'll also leave space for improvisation because I mean otherwise, like you said, it's just kind of gets robotic, and I mean it doesn't sound it loses the naturalness of it.
yeah, because I always think back to like some of our probably our favorite albums were done so quickly in the studio and so spontaneously. Like I think Sabbath did like two albums in a weekend or something, and those are so great. And Zeppelin was just they were in and out of the
Yeah.
studio on tour and stuff like that, and just let's just get it done. Those
Yeah,
are some of
Zeppelin did I think 3 albums in 2 years,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then their fourth album was a year later. So
yeah. Rush was like that too, really early on, where they're three or four albums in 5 years and stuff like that. It's like nowadays bands, if you get an album every 5 years, they're doing something right. And so just thinking, and there's some of the greatest albums still to this day, you know. And then you
yeah,
get bands like the Beatles that spend months in the studio, and you still get greatness, but there's just two different styles of greatness too. But
yeah,
sometimes having that just real quick, let's get in, let's get out, get some of the best music out of people too. So
yeah. Matt just texted me. He said he's been trying endlessly to try and get on. So maybe I could. You want me to give him a call and we could throw him on speakerphone and you could ask him questions?
sure, yeah, let's do it.
Okay, cool.
Brandon Teskey is calling Matt.
Mhm.
The phone is ringing. Let's see if he answers.
Hello?
Hey, you were live on the air. You
Oh,
you
hello.
you failed at the computer.
So you just called me and put me on out
Yeah,
there?
yeah. So now you're on speaker.
Okay, that's fine.
Hey Matthew, how you doing?
Thanks for
Justin.
joining.
Yeah,
I'm
thanks for
wonderful,
joining.
thank you. Yeah, I tried to get on, but my PC is excuse me, like integrated with my DOS setup, so I didn't think of that ahead of time. I was gonna try to use my phone as the interface, but apparently that did not work, and the browser setting didn't like it, so I didn't have enough time to change all the microphone, camera, and all the applicable settings on my PC in time and so it was just not working.
That's all right, man. We've never done this before, so this will be fun. So you started
Yay!
you started off as a roadie for the Mamas and the Papas, is that correct?
Yeah.
Cool.
I
But
gave up
you got
ham sandwich and they fired me.
yeah. I that's what I see here. That's crazy. Yeah. Why ham? Why wasn't it like chicken or
I'm not
pork or
sure.
something
It
like
was
that?
just a personal request on the writer, and I gave it to her, and then she choked on it, and then they fired me.
Well, I mean, you could have said the Carpenters too, when you tried feeding, Karen the same thing, and she fired you for that because she didn't like to eat. So, it's one of the same.
As a funny side note, I played "Time Has Just Begun" for the Fullerton Jazz Band. And her brother was there, like all crying, and it was like the hardest thing I've ever watched.
Wow.
It was like kind of creepy.
That's crazy,
that
man.
serious, I guess, weird, but yeah, it was kind of funny.
So, how long have you been playing for?
Well, I started out playing sax, so I played alto sax from 5th grade to sophomore in college, and then I just abandoned it. And then I played bass from 7th grade up and up. So however many years that is.
Okay.
I'm old, 50, so
Okay.
a little over 4 years.
So we've been talking to the two Brandons about the recent studio, and how was that for you?
It was wonderful. The guy Larry, though, he's kind of mean. He used to lock me in the closet and then never lets me out for like years at a time. But other than that, it was wonderful.
Fair enough. He didn't even give you any ham sandwiches or anything?
No, he's mean. He's my brother. He doesn't give me meat.
Yeah, I didn't mention they were brothers. That's actually how I
Oh.
found them. Yeah, when our bass player had the health problems and had to exit, the first person one of the first people I texted was Larry, my sound engineer, and I was like, "Hey, do you know anyone who plays bass? Because we're kind of in a bind. We have gigs coming up, and we need someone who's good." And then he introduced us to Matt.
Nice. So, since you brought it up,
Regretted it ever since.
since you brought it up, how's the gigs been going?
It's been good. Yeah, I mean we are playing the Arizona State Fair a week from tomorrow.
Wow.
So you guys are opening for the Colt?
I don't know. We're playing it.
I think they play next Saturday. So
Okay.
Colts
Yeah, I'm
You
not.
lie.
I'm
That is
not.
the coolest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. Yeah, we're playing. What time do we go on? Like 5:30? Yeah, 5. Yeah.
nice. Yeah. Because I mean, we tell people that Godsmack played our reception, so
Our reception and our anniversary.
and our anniversary. Yeah. So
That's cool.
yeah, we got married at Bike Week, and Godsmack played that night. So we're saying they played our
And then they
reception.
played 5 years later on our anniversary.
Nice.
So yeah, you can, if the Colt's playing next week, just say you open for the Colt. No one's gonna deny it. You did.
Yeah.
You can put that on your press kit.
Yeah.
Open for the Colt.
Do you guys, other than that, what else do you have coming up?
We have a few shows coming up, and then we are recording a live album on December 3rd, I believe, at the Rhythm Room.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we're playing a show with Silso Salim. He's like a blues guy out of California. I played with him with the last group I was in, Until the Sun, and we did a show together, or we opened for him. And so he's coming in from California to do the show, and then we're playing and recording our set and filming it as well, because yeah, we need some good footage. So that's kind of why we necessitated this. And then we're gonna make a live album out of it if all goes well.
Nice. And you guys played some shows in LA a little while back, right?
Yeah, we did. We played the Viper Room. We played Whiskey A Go Go. We kind of played that whole circuit. We have some other shows in February in California, playing for a producer out there called Cadillac Zach, who puts on like these national blues shows. Like he'll have everyone from like Kirk Fletcher to Josh Smith to Joe Bonamassa playing, and yeah, we'll be opening for 2 of those shows in California. And then we're also playing, was it Metal Mayhem, or it's not Metal Mayhem, it's a Tucson festival. And then the next day we're playing Lake Havasu Blues Festival, or the Woody Stock Blues Festival in Lake
Damn.
Havasu the next day.
That's a drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit, yeah. It's
Once-
only like,
one-
what, 2.5 hours or something? So maybe
From
3.
from Tucson to Havasu?
Well, I mean, we'll be able to go home from Tucson that night,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
the next day we'll drive to
Sure.
Lake
He
Havasu.
says like a go-between.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, have some
Home
fun.
base.
Make it a tour, man. Just get a bus and just do the whole thing, just like your touring band.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
What has your favorite venue been?
I don't know. I mean,
Outside
I
of
always
Arizona.
Yeah.
sorry, in Arizona?
Outside of Arizona.
Oh, outside of Arizona. The Whiskey A Go Go is always fun to play, just because I like the stage, I like the sound, and I like the vibe of the place. We tend to always have good shows at the Viper Room. I mean, last time when we played there, it seemed like a good show. And every time I've played there, it seems like to be a cool venue to play. And then we were talking about booking some shows in Texas too. I want to book a show in Antone's. It's like one of the world famous blues joints out there, where like Stevie Ray Vaughan came up playing, and like all the heavy blues hitters back in the day kind of played that venue. And I saw Johnny Winter there when I was like 16, and yeah, so I'm trying. I want to book a show there coming up. So
Nice. What about you, Brandon?
For like favorite venue just in general or what?
We can start with outside of Arizona first, and then work our way back here.
Well, I would say Whiskey A Go Go. I mean, I played there like 9 times. I love the people there. I love that my friends come, I guest list them, hang with them, and it's just cool vibes, being able to play such a wonderful stage, and if the walls could talk, from the green room, and it's one of those things. I enjoyed playing a Viper Room too. That was another cool moment, and I'll never forget it. Like just all of these historical venues that you grew up playing, and even when I played the Rainbow, it's an invite only situation. You just can't book any show there. So I was fortunate enough to play there, a few years ago, and I can say like Lemmy's Clubhouse is pretty amazing. You know, it's not just about Lemmy. It's just the moments, the memories, the type of things that you share with people and the fans. It's very intimate there. So that's another cool moment. But here in Arizona, I mean, Marquee Theater was one of my favorites to play. A 1,200 cap venue. A very intimate setting. I like playing a blues bar or like the 44. They're
44 is
super
cool, yeah.
amazing,
Yeah.
I have no ego or nothing, like I just love hanging with people. I love the fans that come out to see us, because without them, I mean, we're nothing,
Yeah.
So I appreciate anything that, is going to make it to where it's more intimate for people to see you, to talk with you, and, even interview you, like I just love those kind of settings. And as far as like playing in Texas, I played the Dead Horse in San Angelo. It was a little dive bar, but I mean, it had so much potential just being there, and they got a taco truck in the back, and I wouldn't mind playing there again,
Nice. Nice. And Matthew, how about you?
For which venue, like my favorite to play at, or my favorite just be at, or?
I'd say play at first, and we'll get into like concerts and stuff too. But yeah.
I guess if I wanted to play right now at a venue, I would try to see Red Rock or Legends in Chicago, just because it's known for blues. It's just the main like go-to, like because that's the genre that we really are now. And then if it was like maybe a rock venue, maybe a Machine Shop in Flint, just because it's so gross and like I hate it there, and like it's just a weird energy that's amazing and that you can't replicate. It's just like this weird, dirty trucker speed on 10, and everybody loves it. And like they just eat up everything. They eat up all your music. They eat up all your merch. They eat up all your energy. It's just a weird and fun place.
Nice. And yeah, I was gonna get into like concerts. You guys go to concerts?
yeah, I just went to one at the Rhythm Room and saw Chris Dorday. He's like a Texas blues guy, who I started listening to when I was probably like maybe 13 or 14. He was like one of the guys who came after Stevie Ray Vaughan, who was very much in that Texas style, but he's also got like some Red Hot Chili Peppers kind of influence. It's like he took Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan and Red Hot Chili Peppers and put them all together, and that's kind of his style. So yeah, I just saw him a little bit ago.
Nice. Brandon?
I saw Papa Roach and Under Oath. That was the last concert that I attended.
You guys have any favorite concerts that you've gone to like all time?
I want to say Metallica, Kid Rock, Korn, Powerman 5000, System of a Down. That was the all-time favorite.
Cool.
For me, I'd probably say, I mean, I saw a BB King concert where I got backstage after, and I got to meet BB King, and he took like 30 minutes to speak to me. That was cool. I saw a Buddy Guy where like he basically when I was like a kid, and he like used my thumb to play as a pick to play his guitar, and that was kind of cool. And then I saw Velvet Revolver, and they put on one of the best like rock shows I've seen. So there's tons of great concerts that it'd be hard to just kind of pick one that is like the best of all time. Although actually, I think I had the best of all time. I saw Jeff Beck in like 2016, I think,
Lucky
and I left
bastard.
that concert wanting to quit guitar. I was just like, what can you do after that? And
Who
it wasn't even his playing that was so immaculate, which it was. It was that his band was it was more locked on than I've ever heard a band be locked on.
Do
It
you
was
remember
like,
who was with him? Was it the female
um,
bassist?
it wasn't the old one, Tal. Tal was the one from back
Tal.
in the
Oh,
day.
she's the one that
Yeah,
played a Spinal Tap thing a couple weeks ago. I was telling you about. Yeah, she's
yeah. So
fucking
it was
awesome.
his newer female
Okay,
bassist. I forget her name,
okay.
and just the drumming, the
Was
bass
it
player.
Vinny Colaiuta? Did he have glasses on?
Um,
The
it,
drummer?
it um,
Vinny
I
Colaiuta sound
forget.
familiar? Okay.
I forget, but they were so locked on. It was like they
Yeah,
were on their heartbeat must have been on the same pulse. Like
yeah.
it was like I just left there depressed. And I'm like, just fuck.
Yeah, that was like the first time I saw Rush. I'm like, fuck this, man. I'm never gonna be that good.
Yeah. And then after I'm like, I'll just start practicing more.
Exactly. Exactly. What about you, Matthew?
My favorite show I've seen?
Yeah, just a few of them. Yeah.
The
Ones that stuck
fucking
out.
Colt at Tempe Beach Park.
What was that? Say
The
again?
Colt at Tempe Beach Park.
The Colt at Tempe Beach Park.
Oh, fuck yeah. Easily.
What year?
I don't know. Me and Larry fought over the tickets because I used to work for Lucky Man. So at that time, I had seen like every concert in the world. So like my third show that I worked for was Alice in Chains, working for at the Marquee. So like they had never played again because their singer died. And so they did the whole Tool like Incubus thing where they copied them, where they came and played like an intimate venue to start off their tour. So it was in that time frame of things. So I seen a bunch of shows at that time, but it was, I don't know, 2000. I couldn't even tell you. I know one night Avenged Sevenfold opened, and then the next night I think it was the Colt and Stone Temple Pilots, and I remember we didn't stay because he was so bad at singing. It was just so high that I just couldn't muster watching him anymore.
Oh, another great concert I should mention, and I don't know if you were there or not. You might have been. I think we were in a band at this time, but it's when I saw Alice in Chains with their new singer for the first time, and Hurt. I'm not sure if you remember that band. Opened, and then the first band on was Five Finger Death Punch before they were famous. It was like Five Finger Death Punch, Hurt.
What venue was that?
It was at the Marquee.
That's the one that I worked.
Okay, yeah, this would have been about probably I'd say 2006-ish, around there.
Yeah, that's the third show that I ever worked.
Okay,
That's when their new lead singer literally walked outside and was like, "How did I do?" And I was like, "You're asking me?" I was like, "I don't know, brother. I think
Well,
you sounded just like Lane."
yeah, well, he did. He sounded, yeah, exactly like him. He sounded fantastic. So,
Well, Brandon, one that stuck out to me that you and I went to was the G3 show where it was Paul Gilbert, John Petrucci, and Satch.
yeah,
And what's cool is just recently we had the drummer for Paul Gilbert on the show, and I talked to him about that and everything, and that was just such a fucking great show, man.
that's awesome.
All that talent that was on stage, I just
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that
because you got like you
great.
got the guitar side of it. I got these great drummers on
Yeah,
there too, and it's just like everybody wins. Great
yeah,
bassist, all that stuff. So yeah,
yeah,
that's a lot of fun.
yeah,
Yeah, and
Everything on those shows are amazing.
yeah, especially like the jam at the end where everybody's out there and it still sounds really good because it could be a train
That's my
wreck.
point. Yeah, the clarity, the engineers, the sound guys, like they have hours of setup to make that thing sound like that. And you can hear every instrument, everything with clarity. It sounds amazing. Like those guys put a lot of work and production into that work.
Yeah, it comes through because I remember everything was just crisp. Just sounded like it was a studio recording almost.
yeah,
So, it's not, but it sounds like it's just that good. And I mean, it's the players too, like you were saying. They're not none of them are threes, that's for sure. So
yeah,
they're all eights, nines, and tens, if not all tens. So
yeah, yeah. They're all trying to do what they do as best as they do it. So,
yeah. So, Brandon, how many drum kits do you have? Do you have just the acoustic and one electric, or do you collect some stuff?
I have one acoustic, one electric. That's all I have in my arsenal right now. I mean, I used to have several drum kits, but I had to sell them years ago because it takes up space in your house, and um, then you kind of figure out which woods you want to use, and like you're like, hey, the D drum sounds more than the Tama Rockstar. Let's just keep the D drum. So then when I went down that rabbit hole, I was just kind of like really impressed. I'm still kind of learning about what I want, what I like. There is the Black Beauty snare drum. I really love that tone. I also love the Pearl Piccolo snare. That's one of my favorites. And the other one that is a favorite of mine is the Joey Jordison Signature Series. I've been waiting so long to get my hands on one of those. And right now I'm currently endorsed with Diamond Cut Drums. So they built me a custom snare drum. And it's 2 acrylic pieces cut down the middle. And it's got trick hardware. It's something that is very unique. I love showing it off, and nobody has it around here. And I just love to share the love, man. And I will say that, when it comes down to it, if I could have one drum kit built, custom built, it would be through Diamond Cut, because not only was it a good friend, it was my mentor. He toured in Crazy Town. He's toured in Fishbone. He drummed Tex for Fever 323. At the end of the day, I learned so much knowledge from that guy. I would go with his company because I believe in it. I love the whole DW setup, but I will never achieve that, in a million years. I could never get that endorsement ever. So in my realm of what my skill set is, it would be Diamond Cut Drums.
Cool. And Matthew, how about you? What do you collect instruments, or do you like to have different basses, or just anything around you that you collect?
Thanks to me.
That's a very sensitive subject. I used to play only one Lakeland custom Duck Gun series bass, like an all maple on maple with maple. It just looks like a giant chunk of like dead wood with like no finish on it. And then playing with Brandon, who has like ungodly amount of gear and sounds and like everything that's real.
That's why I'm saving him for last.
Yeah, I had to get like a Spectre. So I have a Spectre, I have a custom Lakeland, a custom Spectre. Everything I have, my sound is basically custom through a LHC preamps. And I use all of those. And so I can dial in my sound in and out. I get sponsorship through Bartolini and through EMG. So like that makes it a lot easier. Like, cause they just send me like their preamp or their pickups at cost. And then so I can just throw that in and competes with like all of his gear. That's just insane. So I basically play just to keep it short. I guess my Ibanez, my Lakeland, or my Spectre.
Nice. All right, Mr. Teskey. What about you?
As far as what gear I play?
Yeah, Brandon. Which day, Brandon?
It kind of changes like a week to week thing. I just for the last few years I've been using mostly Marshalls, and then Marshall amps, and Lowell at Hunt Amplification. He just built me, or I guess he modded like an old twin reverb for me, and he modded one side to be like a Dumble steel string singer. And then the other side is like a Marshall JTM 45100. So it's like a Marshall Plexi on one side and like a Dumble on the other side. And he's still working on it. I had it for a few weeks, and he went back to tweak it a bit, and I'll end up picking that up tomorrow. But that'll probably be my main gigging amp, just because it's so versatile, and it's basically 2 amps in one, and it's loud enough for any stage I'll want, and it's a small enough footprint where I could play a more of like a blues joint, and still it's not going to take up too much of a footprint. And then, my favorite amp probably of all time is my JTM 45 from like 1965 or 66, which is right behind my head. And then, yeah, I have another Marshall. I actually ended up selling Plexi today because I found I just went hunting in Texas, and after the hunt was over, I went to San Antonio and I checked out this guitar shop, and they had a vintage like 1966 Telecaster, and it was like one of those Wayne's World moment of "it will be mine" kind of deal. And I'm like, I have to figure out a way
Not today, good sir.
yeah. Yeah, so I ended up selling that Marshall Plexi. It was like a '69 Plexi, which sounded great, but my JTM 45 sounds a little bit better, and I need the money for this guitar, and so yeah, I'm gonna be having that here shortly, hopefully. And then as far as my guitars, I've kind of a 50-50 between Fender and Gibson. So my main Fender that I've been using for like the last probably 5 years or so is kind of a parts 1965 Strat. Like the body's a 65, the neck is stamped January of 66, but it's the shape of the 65. It's not the bigger headstock, and that's either because the headstock was a lot of times they would hold on to parts and kind of mismatch parts. And then it could have also been cut down at some point, and maybe someone kind of cut the larger headstock down. And then, and then as far as my Gibsons, my two probably main ones, I have a 1965 ES 335 I use, and then a 1969 Les Paul Custom. And I love both those guitars. So,
is there one that you want that you haven't gotten yet?
The Telecaster that I should be closing the deal here shortly.
What about you, Matt? Is there an instrument that you want that you just haven't gotten yet?
No, the gear that I have now is like so beyond my reach or dream that I would ever have that. Like, it's always been for me to tone. Like, that's why I had Old Faithful. Like, my frets are completely wore down. Like I said, just played the same bass for 30 years and just ate it to death. And like, it wasn't until like playing with Brandon where I had to like constantly advance my tone because Brandon evolved. So like, for me to say like, oh, I'm steady on my bass or I'm steady on this, it's one thing, but like playing against Brandon, he constantly evolves as a player. So like, one minute I'm playing on a Spectre and it's really hot and it's active and it's mean, and then the next thing he's writing this ballad from hell, and I'm like, well, now I need mid-range control and this pretty sounding bass. So like, a good thing with my new Ibanez is it has a passive active control where I don't have to keep switching back and forth. So it's kind of like a new workhorse that I just built, and I kind of like that a lot. So usually my tone is just kind of sculpted around Brandon because we're just a three-piece. So like, when I play sonically, I have to take up room for a rhythm guitar player and a bass player. And so when he's leading, like, it's just me. So like, it has to have that sound of guitar and bass and just sonically sound like a room.
And what about you, Brandon Gaddy? Is there any like snare or anything that you want that you just haven't gotten yet?
I would say like just an overall 9-piece, Slipknot style kit, that's what I want. Ultimately, just because, not to mention how the boys always chase tone, I'm still missing different sizes of my drums. So that would bring a whole nother dimension to the band, having the 8-inch tom versus just the 10 and 12, 14, 16, I definitely feel that that's the kit that I want. As far as like cost, it probably is way too much, but nothing is out of the realm. If you want it, you'll dream it, you'll manifest it, and pretty soon you'll have it, So as far as like gear goes, that would be like the one thing that I would suggest, is that Joey Jordison, 9-piece kit,
No. And so, what do you guys like to do when you aren't playing music?
Write music. Practice.
Matthew's like,
I mean,
Jesus, what
I'll
are we
go
talking about?
hiking. Yeah, I'll go hiking and shooting and off-roading, and I like doing outdoor stuff. And like, I'm probably actually with BJ, we were talking about going hiking and taking both our his kids and my kids fishing. Um, so yeah, I like doing all that stuff. And I mean, I got two kids and a wife, so yeah, family stuff. And then I write novels too. So I published one about 10 years ago, and then I have another one that will be coming out either the end of this year or next year. So
Nice. Keep us posted on that. We'll definitely promote it and everything.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
what about you, Matthew?
I'm old. I'm like 50, so like basically just hang out with my wife, my kid, and then like watch Netflix, and then go to sleep, take naps. That's about it.
You don't sleep.
Yeah, I never sleep, dude. I got in a car accident when I was like 17, so like constantly awake. I sleep like 4 hours a night, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, I don't do anything. I'm old. Like I'll devote a bunch of free time to my kid's school because he goes to a Montessori school, and they always need help with that kind of stuff. But as of anything else, I don't anything for free time. I'm pretty much boring. I write a lot of music, so like Brandon keeps me busy with the thing with Teskey, because my thing is not really live music. My thing is like writing, and so between Brandon or my brother or other artists wanting different things, I write a lot of different bass lines a lot. So I'm constantly either writing or listening or dissecting music like all the time.
Nice, fair enough. And what about you, Mr. Gaddy?
I love going to the beach, the ocean. I love playing guitar, writing, getting inspired. I love just being a dad in general, love spending time with family. And, if I can spend a holiday with somebody, I also work very, very hard, at the hospital where I work, and, just giving back to my family, with time. Time is everything. That's what I want. Also, I enjoy cooking, learning new skills of different foods I've never tried, to like just making just one new dish per week, that's healthy for me.
What like so? 'Cause we like to cook too. What's been the hardest one for you to?
Um, I don't know, just I can never time out just everything all at once. It's always like I got to focus on one thing, and I have super bad ADD. So like when I'm trying to cook four things at once, it doesn't work. You know, my mind's always racing. I'm always worried about, do I undercook it? Do I overcook it? And I just putting in enough? What's the seasoning? What's the ingredients? What would I want? Is it too much salt? Like, these are always things that cross my mind. And, I would say like the hardest thing is trying to cook a steak with the right amount of seasoning, because I like to try new things every time I make it. One time it's sauteed mushrooms. The other time it's like the sauteed onions, and then it's different seasonings. Like I even put paprika in it one time. It didn't taste really well, but as far as like everything goes, it's just like salt and pepper, back to the basics, but when it comes down to it, I will cook anything, try anything, but cooking is an ultimate challenge for me just in general.
Nice. And Brandon Teskey, what did you hunt, and did you get anything?
Yeah, I got an elk. Yeah.
Nice. What'd you do with it?
Well, I took it down to the butchers, and they're gonna age the meat for a couple weeks, and then send it to me so I can basically subside on that for the next year.
I mean, I can give you our address if you want to. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'll hook you up with a fillet.
No, I saw the pictures and stuff. That's cool, man. That's it's gotta be fun. What'd you
Yeah.
get it with?
It was a 300 short mag.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Yeah. And then did you have a chance to for White Wolf the you listened to that one, right? The
Yeah.
previous album. So yeah, one thing is like that is I guess it's more of a that album is more of kind of a it's blues rock, but it's definitely more I guess on the blues side of it. The upcoming one, and maybe everyone else would disagree or agree on, but I think it's more of kind of the rock side of blues rock. It's definitely got one foot in the blues, but this one's gonna be probably more harder hitting, I would say.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to kind of getting finished wrapping that up in the studio. I mean, we're taking our time with it because I mean, we just released the first album like 4 months ago, and we're still promoting that, so we're kind of in no rush. But yeah, I'm thinking we might have like 3 albums out, counting the live one, within like a 2 year time span. So.
I was just gonna ask, yeah, when are you planning on releasing the live one when you do? And are you gonna be putting songs from this new album on that as well?
Yeah, so it's gonna be kind of a mix, and then I mean maybe we'll throw in a cover or something as well. But yeah, it's gotta be a mix of kind of the first and the second album. The first one, I'm not sure if I talked to you about this or not offline, but a lot of the songs kind of emerged because Corey, my wife, got breast cancer like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, or I guess about a year and 8 months now. And then so a lot of like the songs that I wrote were kind of grew out of that just uncertainty. She's in complete clinical remission now, so
That's good.
yeah, we're thanking God for that. And she was supposed to have her last chemo ever. Her last, they're just doing maintenance chemo right now, but she was supposed to have her last ever today, but they ended up having to delay it a week. So, but yeah, she's pretty much wrapping up with that. So we're thanking God. So, but yeah, a lot of the songs on the first album kind of grew out of that, and then this album, it's kind of yeah, I guess it has kind of a slightly different feel to it, but it's definitely more, I think, of the rocking side of blues rock. So
Nice. Yeah, I love the last one, so I'm excited about that because that more of the rock is more my speed for sure.
yeah,
I still
yeah.
love blues. I know everything comes from blues, but I just love the rock inside too. So I'm excited to hear that. And yeah, man, that sounds awesome. When do you guys think you have it done? As
Um,
far as like the studio time, I know releasing it's different, but
yeah, I think we're probably gonna need at least like 3 more studio days. Probably, yeah, just to kind of edit, mix, and master everything, and then also I'm gonna have to lay down vocals. Probably that'll probably take 1 or 2 days, um, and then yeah, yeah. I mean, probably we'll probably have everything wrapped up in about like 2 to 3 month time frame as far as the recording aspect of it. As far as like adding layers or maybe some other parts and then fine tuning the mixing of it. That might go on for another few months after that, but probably hopefully about the time we're ready to record the live album, we're wrapped up with that one. Now, whether we release that one right away or not, we may hold on a little bit longer till after the new year and kind of let the dust settle from like Christmas and New Year and everything before we kind of actually release the album. But probably we'll end up releasing that one, I imagine, shortly after the New Year, and then we'll probably end up releasing the live album probably as soon as that's wrapped up.
are you going to do any singles for the second album?
We might do 1 or 2. We did two
Okay.
singles for the first one.
Yeah.
So if we have like 1 or 2 songs done and they're ready to go and we're happy with them, we might put out, yeah, a single or two.
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
All right, Brandon Gaddy, I got some rapid fire for you.
Okay.
And so we'll start off favorite rudiment.
Favorite rudiment. I would say just like I I kind of lean towards like I don't want to sound cliche, but like just like your basic, rudiments of, the right, left,
The paradiddle.
yeah,
Okay.
that's where I would stem from, like that's where I hit home,
Yeah. This isn't a test. There's no wrong answer, so
Yeah.
you're good. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
good. Click or no click? Be honest.
I would prefer click at this point,
Okay. Fair enough. Hitting hard or soft?
I'm gonna go with like I'm a very heavy hitter, but I also am trying to be more, I guess, dynamical and more practical for what the song is calling.
I don't know if you use them or not, but double pedal or double kick?
Probably double pedal just because it's easier than two bass drums.
Okay. Coated or clear heads?
Clear. I use EC2 Evans.
Okay. Nylon or wood tip?
Wood tip.
Deep snare or shallow snare?
I would go with the deep just because it's more punch.
Odd time or 4/4?
More so 4/4, but I mean, I love a good 6/8,
And last one, recording or playing live?
I love both, but I would say playing live, I get more so an adrenaline rush, and I love connecting with the fans and the energy, feeling it from the stage. And I know it's not practical when you're playing to a click, you want to speed up, because you feel that adrenaline. But yeah, I'd say live performance is probably the best.
Nice. Cool, man. Is there anything any endorsements, anything else you guys wanted to bring up?
Yeah, I would like to shout out to Groove Juice. My cymbals, keep shine because of them. Just Gifted Clothing, I'm endorsed there. I usually wear Just Gifted t-shirts, on stage, also Diamond Cut drums. I'm endorsed with that snare, and then I would say, what is it? Little John Crunk Energy, every time I tour, they're very good to me, setting up Crunk for the new tour. And then outside of that, Excel drumsticks, I'm endorsed through them, and TRX cymbals. They've treated me well. They hold up well. And shout out to Tori and David Levine. Thank you so much.
Nice. And Matthew, how about you?
I am currently endorsed through Mindset Digital Recording Studios and through L8C preamps through Lonnie West. He is absolutely amazing, and every single thing I get from my bass tone comes from him. Other than that, that's it. Very simple. I keep it straightforward. The only sponsorships I really have is that through him, and I really owe a lot of my tone through his preamps. They're absolutely amazing.
Nice. And Mr. Teskey.
So I don't really chase any endorsements, or at least I haven't so far. But a few shout outs I'll say is Lowlight Hunt amps. Just fantastic amp builder. Yeah, fantastic amp tech. Just he's any kind of experiment I want to go down as far as trying to find a better tone, or just working on these vintage amplifiers and keeping them running way more sturdy than any new amplifier I've ever had. Just kind of a shout out to him because he's an amazing amp builder. Also, Tim at Atomic Guitar. He's an amazing guitar tech, and he keeps all of these vintage guitars I have running and playing as good as they possibly can be imagined. And
Matthew's
then,
like, thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And then our publicist, Doug Deutsch, who's been promoting the album and getting us radio play, and just kind of pushing it on everything from reviews to radio, and and so forth, and just trying to kind of pushing it on all levels. So
Make sure you send me all those endorsements from everybody too. Put them in the notes.
yeah. Oh, and then yeah, and then Larry at Mind's Eye Studio, who has
Yeah.
been the awesome engineer since the day I've worked with him. He even loaned me his brother.
He's been regretting it ever since.
Nah,
So
worked out great.
other than everything we've brought up earlier about coming up like shows and all that, is there anything else that you wanted to plug?
Yeah, I wanna plug Rob Schwartz from Sony the Orchard distribution. Thank you, shout out to him for helping us out to get some international reach with our band, and we really appreciate the support.
And where can our listeners find you, your music, everything you guys have going on?
Pretty much any platform. You could buy physical albums off our website, which is teskeyband.com. But as far as you can find us on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, all that stuff. So any platform that is in existence, we should be on it. It may take some looking because often Teskey Brothers comes up first, but yeah, if you put in like Teskey White Wolf, which is the name of our first album, you should be able to find it.
Or I'll let our listeners know too. Just click the link in the notes.
Yeah.
YouTube's a little weird about that stuff, but just go on to like Spotify and go to the notes. You can click all those links on there. Do you guys put like live videos and stuff on the YouTube as well? Is it all the same one?
Yeah, we do. It's the videos. One of the reasons we're doing the live album is because we want some really good live footage. But yeah, we have some footage at the Whiskey A Go Go and some like basic cell phone footage that people took at some of our shows that we decided to share.
Well, thank you guys for doing this. It's nice meeting you, Matthew. Maybe next time we can see you. That'd be cool. But both Brandons, thank you for doing this. We really appreciate it.
Thank
And
you.
anything we can do to help, just let us know. So
Yep. Well, good talking to you again, man.
yeah, of course.
Thank you for having us.
For having us.
Yeah, no problem.
You guys
Anytime.
have a great weekend.
All right, you too.
Thank you.
Bye.
So that was our very fun, entertaining talk with Teskey, the blues rock band based out of here.
Who you used to be in a
And
band with.
yep, Brandon.
Brandon.
And if you don't know that, go back to the first time we had him on.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about that. We reminisce about a lot of that stuff.
Eric was a part of that band too, right?
Eric was, yes.
And Bruce.
BJ, Bruce, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Brandon and Bruce still hang out and do stuff
Yeah,
together.
that's
So I hope I didn't like overstep by inviting us to the December 3rd thing. I just think that would be kind of fun to do. If it were reversed, I'd be very flattered if someone did that for me. So that's kind of the way I was looking at it. And then when you listen to this, and if I did, just let me know, dude. It's all good. I just thought it'd be fun because we're doing the TikTok and Instagram. It'd be fun to do like have that set up live as we're doing it, and then we're recording the episode at the same time. We're at a venue. It'd just be fun to like to go around the whole band.
Yeah.
And plus, I kind of want to meet Matthew face to face. It'd be kind of
Right.
cool. As you saw, if you were watching, you saw his screen pop up, but nothing came through. Just ended up. That was fun. It's tough to, I wouldn't say remember that he was there because I could hear the phone, but it's just one of
Yeah,
those
yeah.
like someone's talking, but he's not on screen
Yeah.
kind of thing. But again, it was something new, something we've never done, and it's an avenue we can always, if it comes up again, now we're prepared for it. So you need to ask more questions.
Yeah, I'm just
You
getting
just
back
jump in.
I'm
Yeah, I know.
getting back into the swing of things.
know.
The wine hit me a little hard
Yeah.
because I haven't had any wine for a while.
I'm like
Yeah.
not even buzzed yet. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to overdo it because we're getting some
And-
good shit tomorrow.
I already have spinning, so I don't need additional spinning, you know?
I don't know about Brandon
Yeah.
about that bourbon gets him going. That's
Yeah.
we have to sneak a couple shots in at the show on December 3rd. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that to him at this point. It's not So thanks for joining us on this. This was a lot of
Yeah.
fun. I really enjoy catching up with my bandmates, friends, Even people we met
I
just
have
doing
no
this.
bandmates, old bandmates, and I have no
I
friends.
figured you would have brought up that you played drums a couple times. So, I can always ask you questions too, like, hey, how long are you playing drums for, pretty lady?
2 days.
2 times.
2 times.
2 times. I'm surprised Grenache didn't come up. She kept looking around like she was going to.
Yeah. Tweaked her toy a couple times. And everybody, she recovered well from her
Yes. Oh,
surgery.
yeah.
She just got her stitches out the other day. Everything looks good.
Yeah. I don't think I asked half the questions we had on here.
Yeah.
Just looking. That's the point. So it was fun. And
Just happy to feel halfway decent.
yeah, for sure. So go ahead and get going.
Sure.
The evening. So if you want to close this out now that she can't.
Oh my
close it
God.
out.
Yeah. I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
My music is provided by
Yeah.
Joey. Oh man. And then
If
that
you
one,
want to get in touch with
and then that one, I just lost it in the middle of it, and I just stared at you. You know. Oh, it was horrible. I felt
was like,
horrible.
screw it, I'll do it myself. No.
By the time we went to the ER, I literally thought I was gonna have a stroke or a heart attack and die.
Ah, that thing's cold.
Anyway, intro and outro music is provided by Arizona prog metal band Temporal Displacement. You can find their music anywhere you listen to your favorite music. You want to go on camera? Squeaky, 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 squeaky. That's her Chino.
Gino.
Yeah. You can email us at drummingupconversation@gmail.com if you have any questions, comments, or if you want to come on the show or if you have ideas for the show, email us. We love to hear from people. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Drumming Up Conversation and on X at Drum Conversing. And you can listen to our podcasts on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. You can see
You can see the audio and hear the video.
yes, you can see the video version on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, follow it, rate it, tell a friend.
Contact us,
Yeah.
comment. We've had a lot of comments. I'll go in every once in a while, just check and see who's commented. The one we get comments the most is either Mama Gracie or Chad, which is always fun.
CI.
Mama Gracie, that was fun. That was a very fun conversation.
Very cool.
And the audio version of us being our second time on the Gracious 2 just got released today. And our thoughts and prayers go to J Ro. He's had a rough month. Him and I were talking earlier today. The guy's had a rough month.
Between him and me, we're all fucked up.
Yeah, this is a shitty September for you both. So
yeah.
that was like the last time you were okay was when we were on their show. You just kind of just powered through it.
Yeah.
You did really well.
Yeah.
But
Labor Day was my downfall.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. And it was the day after.
It was the day after Rikishi.
Yeah, the day. Oh, it was Labor Day.
Yeah.
Labor Day. Yeah.
It's the day after Rikishi, and then Labor Day was that Monday, and then we went on their show Tuesday.
Yep.
You just kind of there. So, but for drumming up conversation, I'm Justin Wood. Sorry, Grenache is squeaky, squeaky.
That's Grenache Wood.
Squeaky, 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 squeaky. Thanks for dropping that on me. For
No.
drumming up conversation, I'm Justin Wood.
I'm Andrew Wood.
No mercy.
Drumming up conversation.